Hey ladies, I'm coming to you with a tutorial. Please excuse my hands. Look at that, it's crazy. I have a nail appointment tomorrow. Yes, my shop opened today. So please try to avoid looking at this right here, which is, I know it's gonna catch your eye. So anywho, we are going to go ahead and I'm gonna show you how to use these stamps by the Stamp Market that I purchased from Frank Garcia's studio. And this is what we're gonna do. I showed previously the card I made using these amazing stamps that I love. So we're gonna do one of those. We're gonna do this color palette right here. And just so you know, rule of thumb, doing these stamps right here, these three are the three that go together. So you always use the most bold one first, then the most second bold one, and then the one that's a little more intricate would be your third one. This would be the last stamp you do. So 1, 2, 3, okay? These right here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That is how you use these, okay? And then I will also be doing die cutting them out. So these are the color palettes, or these are the colored inks that I'm using to create that color, okay? Now, I already pre-did these because I'm not going to do the whole process with you to do all of these. So I already pre-did these. It's just to show you. These are the leaves that I did, and I already pre-did these, okay? And I already pre-have the card done and the stuff that I'm going to add. And the envelopes, I will put the tutorial down to Mimi's. She has an amazing tutorial on how to do these slimline cards that I love because it also shows you how to do the coordinating policy envelope. Those right there, using this, if you wanted this effect, I got this also from Frank. He only has it in this color, okay? So he does have these, and I used 1, 2, 3. So these are the three that I used to create this color, okay? So just a quick tidbit in case you ask, because we're not doing that color one today, all right? So with these, the first bold one that you're gonna use the lightest color of your three, okay? So that would be the melon. All right, and then we're just gonna make sure you don't have to press down really hard on these, you know, just be light-handed. See, for me in the beginning, I was heavy-handed, and Frank was like, what are you doing? So he's the one that showed me how to do this. He's the reason why I went ahead and bought it, because I knew that he would create something and I would want to make it. So, and I'm using Nina cardstock, 110 pound. Frank does sell these in 10s, in a 10 pack. So if you have, what do you call it? If you have any Copic color, I'm thinking any Copic type colored cardstock, as long as it's a heavyweight, it's your choice. It would work fine. When I tried the other ones, they didn't work good, all the other heavyweights. So right now, keep in mind, it is darker here because it's saturated still. It's not dried. So it looked like that in the beginning when I did this, okay? But it's still wet. And then right now you see that it's kind of, you know, where certain spots may be distressed. Don't worry about that because the colors are gonna get layered on this and it's gonna be fine. So, because if I add another layer, it's gonna be way too dark and way too saturated. So I don't want that effect. Okay, so I'm going to clean off my stamp, and what I use is just a baby wipe. You want to clean your stamps and make sure you take care of these. Okay, so we're going to take the bold one off first. And then we are going to go ahead and pick, let's remove that. We're going to go ahead and put this back on. And it's all upside down. Then we are going to take the second bold one, which is this one right here. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to line it up. So it will always have the actual shape of the flower, even though it is not as bold as that first one. And all you're doing is literally laying it on top of the first one and making sure that all the lines of the petals look like it's inside, you know. So where the bottom may look good, but the top will show that it's not. Okay. So I think, all right, I think that's good right there. All right. So then we're going to go ahead and close this so that this press picks it up. Okay. Now we are going to use the peach, the second lighter, well, it's the one above the melon. So now we're going to start getting into the darker colors. All right, so I'm just lightly making sure that all the little tiny parts have ink on them. Okay. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to press this down. Okay. And that's the second shade right there. So now we're going to go ahead and clean this off. Take this one off. And now we're going to go ahead and go to the next one. Okay, which is this one right here. Now we're going to line this up. It also still has the shape, so you can still see how you're supposed to layer it on. Okay, so you lay it on here first. Okay, and I think it looks right. My phone is right above it, so I'm kind of having to look at this at an angle and really crossing my fingers that I'm doing it correctly. So this is the last one we're using, which happens to be the darkest of the three. And then we are just going to lightly dab on top. Make sure that all the little tiny pieces are picking up the ink. You want to try to avoid doing this multiple times and get this on the first round, okay? Okay, and then you want to keep in mind too, because it's saturated, it's going to look darker. It's not dried yet, okay? All right, so there is the flower. It will lighten up to look like this once it's dry. Right now it's going to look darker because it's still wet, okay? So now we're going to go ahead and remove those. Then we're going to turn this around and we're going to do one more of this flower, just so you can see again, okay? I'll take this one off. We're going to lay it back down. Actually, let's put the magnets on here. All right, now let's go to this one right here, which is the most bold one. I'm just going to let, that doesn't matter if it's straight or not, because I'm going to die cut it out anyways. All right, press down so that the press picks the stamp up. And we are going to use melon, the lightest color, first. Okay. So we have, make sure that's all saturated really good. Cover that up. I'm gonna press that down. Make sure you press in all the little sections. You can see right through this that it's picking it up. All right. So you'll see that it may have not picked up on every single piece. It's okay. If it looks distressed, guys, it is okay to look like that. You know, these are flowers. They're not going to be perfect. And I actually like it a little bit that way. You'll see on the one that I did, it is actually right here. You'll see that there is some right here where it picked up like that. And I am good with that. So don't be discouraged because you're looking at it and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm doing it wrong. You do not want to keep adding so much ink. That's the biggest part you don't want to do. Okay, so we're going to layer this on top. It still has the shape of the flower, even though it is not covering as much like the first one we did. Okay, so I'm trying to match this up from the side of the camera and really hoping that it's lining up. All right, now we're going to pick it up. Now we're going to use the second color, which is peach. Okay, now we're going to ink this one. Lightly dab, make sure all of the little pieces are inked. And we're going to put this on top. Okay. There's our second layer. And don't worry It's saturated right now, so it's gonna look dark. It will dry lighter. All right, now we're gonna use the last one, and this is where we're gonna use the darkest color of the three, okay? So I'm really surprised that I'm able to keep these layered on looking from the side of the camera and not above. All right, fingers crossed, I lined that up right. Now we're gonna use coral. Okay, and lightly tap. Make sure you look around that everything is inked. You want to do this one time. You don't want to do multiple. Okay guys, sorry about that. My timer went off on my phone and it stopped the video, so you won't even notice the link when I link these two together. But anyways, so these are the two that we just did using the melon, peach, and coral. So I already did this one, like, I don't know, last week. So you'll see that these are darker, and that's just because these are still saturated. They will dry much lighter like this, okay? So these are the ones that I did. This will be my third one that will go together once they're dried up. Okay, now let's go ahead and do a leaf so that you can see. We are going to do, oops, let's put one in the corner. And then here, we're gonna do this leaf. Okay, and for that, we are going to use this three color right here. Citrine, Leafy, Cactus, okay? And, I don't know, did I just clean this off? All right, let me go ahead and remove this one. And we are going to take the boldest one first of the three. And we're just gonna line it up right here, which is fine. Doesn't matter, because I'm gonna die cut this out. And they will stick to the paper, and that's just because it's just sticking really well. And you would want that when you're using these acrylics. You don't want it to fall off mid you putting it down. All right, so we do start with the lightest color first. Okay. And we're gonna make sure that the impression is good, that every leaf piece has ink on it. Okay. We're gonna push this down, make sure it's all covered, which it is. It's perfect. All right, then we're gonna clean this off with this baby wipe. Now we're gonna go to the second one. That will be the one that's the second boldest. That was number one. Now we're gonna do number two. And we're gonna just lay it on top of the first one we just did. Okay, and I think that's about it. Fingers crossed I did that right. Nope, I can see on the top part. There we go. So you want to always check all the way around, because down here will look like it's done, but then when you look up top, it's not. And because it's sticky, sometimes it sticks to your nails. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to do this standing up and it's like killing me right now. Okay. And if it goes off a little, it's fine, you know. I'm not gonna over worry about it. Now the next one we're gonna do is the leafy. Okay. I believe that's covering it all. Take that. We're gonna go over. And we're gonna come up top. Now we're gonna do cactus. I love, see, and that's why I tell you, you see how much that darker color covered the first one? That's why you don't need to worry about so much on the first impression, because the other colors are gonna layer on top of it. Okay, is it this way? No, it's this way. Okay, now we are gonna add, this is the last one. All right, I think that's good. If not, we're gonna see together. All right, now we're gonna do cactus. All right. Check on that, make sure I got all of the little intricate pieces, that's covered. Now we are gonna press this on top. Okay, then we're gonna lift it up. And is that not stinking beautiful? Like, stop it right now, because that right there is giving me life. Love it. All right, so I'm not gonna do the other one with you guys because I wanna build the card. So I'm gonna work and make a second one so that I can finish these. And so we're gonna go ahead and move this. I will clean this up after. Put this down in the inks. And also too, I almost forgot, on these right here, there's stamens that go right in the middle, okay? So for this one, I just use my Hero Arts Intense Black. This one works just fine. And I use a block for this one because you see how tiny that stamp is? It's super tiny. So I just like dip in it really lightly, don't go too heavy. And then it goes right up here, lightly press on top of that, that's it. And then let me turn this around. And it goes lightly on top of here, and that's it. Super, super, super easy, okay? So just don't forget your stamens. So you'll see they go right there. This is upside down, okay? So just to show you that. All right. Now, we are going to do this one. All right, so we're using pink and blue. And then here is, I'm using the 110-pound cardstock from Michaels for the card base. Okay, and here's the pink flowers. Here's the leaves that I made. And then, so these ones are ready to go. I did these in advance, so they've already dried. And then what we're gonna do is start layering, guys. All right, so we're gonna do the blue. I wanted a different type of pop of color on here. And let's see, let's move this to the side. I'm gonna use the lighter because this right here, this Lawn Fawn has light and then dark. But I'm going to use the light to go on top and then the dark we're gonna cover. All right. I really dig these slimline cards. I didn't know if I was gonna love it because, you know, I'm super chunky about stuff and I have zero self-control, but this way it forces you to slow down. You cannot add the whole world onto this project. Okay. Oh, it looks like I got ink on here on accident, which is fine because we're gonna cover that up. All right. So we're just gonna go ahead and layer this piece on top. Okay. Then I have this one right here that I pre-did. And we're gonna put this right here in the middle of here. And I used my Martha Stewart edge punch. All right. Just using my good old ATG gun that I love so very much. Okay. All right, I'm gonna line this up in the middle. Oops. Let's see if I can do this on one side. It is tough doing this standing up. All right, so we have that there. Now we have to place the flowers how we want them. And then I'm gonna use dimensional tape. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut some pieces off. I'm just guesstimating. Okay. We're gonna put this in the back. And then put another little piece off. I probably should have totally done this before I did the video because who wants to sit and watch this part of it? Okay, so let's just go ahead and do the other one. I'm gonna save the last one though, because that one I'm gonna have to double to go higher than the other two. So I'm gonna have to see how to go about that once I actually do it. I'm gonna leave this here. I did too much. Cut some of that off. All right. And then this one will save last. Now where's the leaves? Now the leaves I put directly down, okay? I don't put no foam on it. Okay, so I'm thinking this is probably gonna be how I do it. Let's see how that works. That, and then I will pop this one down here. These up higher, actually. Let's do that. So we're gonna figure this out together, guys. And then we're gonna add this right down here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use some liquid adhesive. I absolutely love this Nuvo one. You see, I've given this whole thing a good life. I use it all the time and I absolutely love it. All right. All right, then we're gonna add this to the top corner right here and angle it down a little bit. I'm gonna get this one. And we're going to add this in the corner up here. All right. Okay. Then we are going to add these bad boys. This is a 3M tape. It's really good. I got this from AliExpress from Alina Cuddle a while ago. I don't know if I want to suggest for you guys to wait 3 months to go get it. I'm going to lightly lay that on there until I actually lay this other one down. Make sure that they're equal. Okay. I know that that's how I want it to sit. And then let's see, then this one will go right here. Okay, I'm good with that. Now I can go ahead and press these down so they can bond. All right. Then this one right here, I'm gonna make sure that when I add adhesive down here that it's 2 times the amount, okay? So let's go ahead. Let's see, we have this, goes this way. All right, so that means I'm gonna have to double it up here. All right, and then double the side. All right, so let's go ahead and take these off because we're gonna add double. All right, and then we're gonna add another one. This one. All right, and then it'll lay on top of this like this, and then I'm just going to add 1 strip up here. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and take these off. All right, and then we're going to add it up here. Love it. And then this is the die cut that I did. So I used this die, I was gifted to me a long time ago, and I layered this glitter cardstock on top of a 110-pound weight. Okay, so that it'll just sit right up here. Okay, so we're gonna use this bad boy right here, and we're just gonna put little dots behind. I don't know which part is gonna actually like lay onto the flower, so I just like, let's just add it everywhere just to be safe. And then just put it on. And then you can just add your sequins, your bling, whichever works best, okay? There we go. All right, then we're gonna layer this on in the middle. All right, push it down. I don't know. We'll see what I'm feeling. So for right now, this is what's going to sit up top. Okay. And then it will go on to into this right here. I'm going to add the bling later. I'm not going to add that on right now just because it will take forever to sit and do that. And this is already dragging in to, you know, a longer video than I really want to, but there's really no fast way of doing it because you really do have to really watch the process of it and, you know, and see, and which I totally understand because I'm no different. All right, close this off. I love this adhesive, guys. It's so good. I used to love the Scotch adhesive. So all I'm gonna do now is I'll add later on, I'll add a layering piece inside and add my bling or whatever I wanna add around it. Simple, easy peasy. It fits in this like perfect. So I hope this helps you guys to understand how to do the layering stamps and see how easy it puts together. You don't have to add a lot to it. The card is so beautiful as it is. So I just wanted to quickly show you guys how this works. I have that last one when those dry up. And I hope you enjoyed it, guys. And I will see you later. And tag me if you guys make it. If you have the stamp, please let me know. I would love to see what you create. All right, Frank's information will be below. And discount code. And that's it. All right, guys. Bye.